Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. PigglesDiGaijin here, Jamaican YouTuber. Another Monday, so you know what that means. Let's get straight into the video. Now, I want to just say this. A lot of persons probably don't understand a lot of when I speak in my Jamaican or patois. And that's a result of me getting passionate and excited. So I'm going to slow it down a bit. And actually, you know what? I'm going to let somebody else cover this. Go ahead. Well, I'm really only here for the entertainment value, but just to say my 2 cents, it's interesting that persons are unable to understand Pickles when he speaks. I don't know if it's because of his rate of speech being too fast, or that when he gets passionate, he intersperses English with his Jamaican dialect or local colloquial expressions. And as a result, persons who are not from the diaspora or from the Caribbean or who are not exposed to reggae and dancehall culture tend not to be able to understand what is being communicated. All right, but let's move on. Cool. So the first thing we're going to address is the elephant in the room, because summer is coming, and with summer comes heat. With heat comes sweat. And Japan is one of the hottest places in the world, apparently. But I hear everybody talking about getting sunscreen and protectors and cooling pads and the new fresh wipes and stuff, but no one is talking about deodorant. And with that, because Japan is so heavily populated, there is a little problem. There is a little problem. All right. In the summer, especially, a lot of, sweat and odors and that sort of thing. And I'm not throwing shade, but there's a problem, genuine problem. I don't know if it's what's in the deodorant they're using, the roll-on, or it's the diet, but trust me, man. I'm telling you, this place can get really interesting in terms of smell. You smell what people have for lunch. I know they eat a lot of foods that have strong odors, like garlic and seaweed and natto and all those things, and raw eggs and so basically how they treat hygiene in Japan, you take a bath at night and then you go on your way to work in the morning. Now, what happens when you take a bath at 9 p.m.? In the summer, you don't use the air conditioning and you sweat during the night. And then you just put on your clothes and go to work. Some of my students actually go to school, train in the morning, and then after their training, they put on their clothes and continue to school during the day. Ask them if they shower, and most of them say no. All right, fine. They use Gatsby wipes and that sort of thing. So I guess that's it. But let me tell you something quickly. I was on the train going to visit my ex-girlfriend at the time, and there was this Japanese lady standing in front of me, like let's say about 5 meters away from max. She came closer and I smelled something. And what is that smell? She opened, her mouth was slightly open. That's all I'm gonna say. The smell that came from that woman's orifice doesn't belong in a human being. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not going to judge because, people have bad days. Oh, the issues of hygiene in Japan. I have nothing to say about that. Persons have bad days, but sometimes some persons have more bad days than others. And apparently some persons just always have bad days. And as a result of that, it's not always a bad day. This becomes an ordinary day for that particular person, and that particular person sometimes happens to be of a certain race, but we won't get into that because I'm not trying to make sweeping generalizations about a particular race because of my experience with a few thousand. So be prepared. When it comes to Japan this summer, bring your sunscreen, make sure your deodorant is topped up and you have a little body sprays and stuff, and you shower multiple times for the day. That's how you do to cope with it. Next, moving on. Another issue in Japan is the whole issue of groping and sexual harassment and assault in Japan. Japan has a culture called gaman, which has to do with suffering and bearing through something, going through a difficult situation or struggling through while keeping a brave face. That is not something you apply to sexual assault or groping. And recently, in my last video, I saw a man, I spoke to you guys about a man that was allegedly groping schoolgirls on a train that was caught. But Japan has a really bad issue. The trains are overcrowded. Women do not want to report these things to men because of the gammon thing, and they want to make sure they don't upset people or embarrass their family because of this issue that has happened. And that's why in Japan they try to combat it with undercover officers. I want to show you the video. Undercover officers, one, women only trains. All right, so men can't go on those trains. And they even have an app now where you can show somebody that you're being groped or makes a sound saying chicken this, or whatever. Hello? Hello, Japan. Women are the caregivers. They bear your children. They do so much for you, and you hate them that much. Dear God. And now they're talking about educating men about what is sexual assault and what is not okay. These men are drunk and they know they're not going to get into any trouble because the Japanese system is built for the Japanese male to be the system in Japan is set up so that the Japanese male basically can't fail. If you fail as a Japanese male in Japan, then you really are you really are the lowest of lows. And I don't know how else to say it. And in keeping with that line of thinking, a young lady filed a petition on June 3 this year to go against the dress code at work, which forces women to wear high heels at work. Now, the Japanese labor minister said, hold on, it is something that is necessary and appropriate, high heels at work. Now, from what I remember when I used to work in corporate, most of the time you're sitting down at your desk, typing or speaking with customers, talking on the phone. What do high heels have to do with work? How does high heels ensure performance? How does a woman wearing high heels make a product better? What is the purpose of the high heel, my friends? Isn't it something for fashion? Right. So explain to me why high heels are necessary in a funeral parlor or in a family mart or why are high heels even necessary? Please talk to me, tell me please. Why Japan is just so forward and so backward in so many things. It's like perception of the outside of Japan is that this place is so advanced and foreign and great, and then when you actually come to live here, you realize that it's not exactly all that it's hyped up to be. It still has good things. Trust me, it has more good than bad. That's why I'm still here. In Japan, women get treated like they don't have man. Speaking of which, now going along this theme of women not being or having rights or whatever, a man in Nagoya, 75-year-old man in Nagoya, allegedly assaulted his wife and she died because of his assault. He hit her in the face and broke her nose, and she eventually succumbed to her injuries in the hospital because she didn't prepare a meal for him. Excuse me. Japan, I think we in the wrong. Wait, what? But wait, there's more. The man was not charged. He got off the case because they couldn't prove that the injuries to her caused her death. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. Are you serious though, Japan? The accused, the 75-year-old Japanese male admitted that he beat up his wife. He called when she was unconscious and wasn't breathing. And the lawmakers found him innocent. All right. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on because you have anything to say? You have anything to say about this? As for the issues of domestic violence, I will not comment on that because I don't want to get sued. So please carry on. Right. please just redact all of that was just said before in regards to domestic violence issue. Wow. Man killing his wife and just get off. So, hi. So, I'm saying. And to get something on a bit more, two more topics. This past weekend, I was out in Tokyo, and I was out beyond 10 p.m. And I said, oh, I need some cash, so let me go to the bank to draw some money. I go to the ATM in Family Mart, boom, put in my card, something, taking my send. I'm like, excuse me? I have cash in my account. It might not be a lot, but I have cash. So I go to another Family Mart, same thing. In English this time, it's like, the card can't be processed right now, please, blah, blah, blah. So I try to go to my bank's ATM. The whole building is dark. So my friend said, hey, let's go to the one I usually go to. It's always open. The light was on, but the building was closed. So I'm like, what the hell? My bank sent no email to me. I have internet banking with them, or internet notifications and stuff. They sent no email to me to say, at this time on Saturday, whatever, we are going to close. So please draw some money, XYZ for maintenance. This is the issue I have with Japanese banks. The ATM closes. I'm serious. And then after hours, they charge you some fees. Wow, Japan. You get for a country that's supposed to be advanced, you guys really need to work on that. Alright, so done with the banking now. That's a story for a whole another day. Final topic. The problem I have with Jamaican parties or dancehall parties in Japan. Now, imagine you live in a foreign country and you hear dancehall music. You're just like, yes, praise God, something to remind me of home. Fine. I go to the party. They start off early vibes, bunks and everybody knows foundation music. Let's say they start off with the other life you love, and all the life you bring. Ooh, greetings I bring from Jah. Alright, y'all, reel up, bam, 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 bam. This is at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, if I get Bill of vibes, I move on to some 90s thing, Coca-Cola, bag of shit, it around the place. Break out. That's all right, cool. And then I move to reach the cartel section. Can you give me a baby? Hey, 3, 5, 4, 7, 2, 1, 1, and that's right. Pull up, all right, now. What I don't know. Next sound come in from Ray. And I said, all right, you want the party vibes to continue. All right, and this is I kid you not, this is exactly how every Jamaican dancehall party is in Japan. What gonna? Yo, Vida-san, Genki desu ka? So right about over there, could do this on the sound this. Last year we got Jamaican, we're doing a thing and we're gonna start up at early time now. So we're gonna start one heap of time, man. We're talking, but we're running the track. This is at 4 a.m. early time, and the party starts over. They go back to some, my boy, lollipop. We'll show you about music, and we know about music. I'm like, no, sir, I'm not interested in you displaying your knowledge of music. I'm here to enjoy myself, dance with two girls, have fun with my friends. No. But everybody who's a Japanese DJ or selector has to show that they've been to Jamaica. Right? Right? Well, if we're speaking about the dancehall parties, the musical selection here is not entirely bad. The issue I have is that most persons or most selectors in Japan feel the need to show that they've been to Jamaica multiple times, to show the expanse of their dancehall and reggae wisdom, which persons who come to parties are not here for. They're here to have a good time. Exactly. So I really am not here for it. Please, Jamaica promoters who the dancehall parties and reggae parties, talk to your DJ them about them sets. Tell them, say, hey, the people that want to dance and enjoy themselves. We're not in the clash business and dub plate foolishness. You can do that at the appropriate setting, at the appropriate time. But when it's time for rave and party, Jamaicans want to enjoy themselves. So it don't make sense. At 1 o'clock is early time, it's foundation music. And again at 2 o'clock is foundation music. And 3 o'clock, I've never heard a Jamaican girl complain about dancing too much whining tune. But they were complaining about gun tune and too much old tune. I've never heard a man in his right mind complain about there was too much whining song for the girl them. Never. The girl them happy. The girls are happy, the men will be happy. Jesus, man. Then I know, man. You can imagine 5 o'clock when it's time to go up on the first train. When it's time to go on the first train, them still a play all this. When them feel like, Jesus, All right, not 5 o'clock, but like at 4, 3:30, even 3:30 sometimes. I don't know where they get this idea from. Fine, parties in Jamaica, street dances in Jamaica are totally different because those people party till 10 a.m. Don't ask me where they get time for that, but that's what it is in Jamaica. So on the street dance. So I guess everything, they don't know the context and so certain vibes. You understand me? And it's annoying as hell. And you can ask any girl over here that's Jamaican that come to a Jamaican party in Tokyo. Sometimes they just can't bother because of whatever. So, Japanese selector, sort out the thing, please. I beg you now. Do me a beg you now. Sort it out. Right, so this episode, Warupon. Follow Warupon Official on Instagram. Alright. Put a like on the page. Get the merch coming soon this summer. Caps and t-shirts. You know what I mean? So get your merch. Caps in black, pink, yellow. Let me tell you something, man. This umish, this plum sake something. This plum chuhai that Simone tell me about. Simone. Big up Simone. Yeah, out. Alright. I'm just here for the sushi and the